G'day, Dustin.
Hey, Tia, how are you?
Why are we still up at midnight? Why aren't we like all catching Zeds like the rest of the nation?
I feel like I need matchsticks for my eyes there. Hey.
I know, but you know what? There is so much interesting stuff going on there in our page space, and I tried tonight to do something a little bit different and introduce Kevin Sullivan's video, and it was all going beautiful until the sound dropped out. So you've got to love technology. So Justin and I have been having a little chat, and so we're going to try something different. Okay, so I've tried to get actually, so we first came across Kevin 2 weeks ago. It wasn't about 2 weeks ago,
maybe 3 even. He came on with we ran a party for the social distance inn where he was performing for about an hour with Pilgrimage, and he did it twice for us. Yes, me, a bunch of other songs. Yeah.
It was so good. It got us all sort of thinking about stuff, didn't it? And
people were dancing around their kitchens and all sorts of stuff. It was really great.
And we really enjoyed the song. And tonight I did this great interview with him, found out this awesome story, and then showed pictures with no sound.
I came in late, so I was watching it on replay, and I'm like, what's happened to my sound? I wasn't reading the comments. Like, what's up with my computer? What's going wrong? And then I got your message.
Yeah. You know what? I'm loving this studio thing. I'm loving the live feeds. I'm actually getting a lot from it. And every time I run into people, I'm like, oh my God, and I interviewed this person and this was just amazing. And, you know, I'm really enjoying the people that that you guys have given me the privilege of meeting, because it's just amazing. It has just blown me away. The respect and the mateship and the pride that everybody has, and on the whole, the respect for the entire world, not just the Australians, because I think now we're in that generation where we understand that, yeah, okay, some of the stuff that happened was horrendous, but we can't hold it to those particular countries, for example. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
These guys were out doing what they were told to do. So I think everybody's starting to understand that, yeah, okay, it's been horrendous and it still is, and those memories will never change, but we are beginning to unite more as a world. And I think everybody understanding the journeys that their own families and things went on is helping that, which is amazing. You know, talking to Brian the other night, you know, about his dad's work with the Japanese and getting the apology from the Japanese government, like that was just mind-blowing. That was brilliant, you know.
Yeah, huge.
So,
huge.
Anyway, Kevin went on a pilgrimage, which hence the name of his songs. So let's see if we can get that happening, and we'll listen to the interview with Kevin. Okay, stay there, Jay. Don't go anywhere.
I'm frozen.
Okay, there we go. And
this amazing song, and he's released it in time for Anzac Day. And now that we're getting the hang of these live feeds, we actually don't have enough days left to fit them all in. So we're going to give you a bonus Saturday night one.
Fantastic.
And, so welcome Kevin to our studio. And Kevin's been telling me that he's had an interest in Anzac for a long time, but in 2015 seems to be the magic year. What happened that just made it big?
Well, good evening, Tia, and good evening, Aussies and Kiwis for Anzac. What a great site you guys are running. My name's Kevin Sullivan. I'm a singer-songwriter. Live down the south coast of New South Wales. And in 2015, my brother Chris and I won a ballot to go to Gallipoli for the 100-year centenary. So There's only 10,000 people, Australian New Zealanders allowed to go. And my brother and I were lucky enough, Tia, to get a ticket and go to Gallipoli. Very emotional, yeah, really great.
And so why was it super emotional for you?
I think, like most Australian New Zealanders, we all know the story of the Anzacs. It was our first foray into war, and so I think all of us have an interest in Gallipoli and the Anzacs. I come from a long line, as most Australian New Zealanders, a long line of uncles, grandfathers who fought in several wars. So my brother and I, because we were going to Gallipoli, we decided we'd continue on after the Gallipoli centenary and follow in our grandfather's footsteps. And he fought in World War I through the western front of France. So we headed over to France. We started in Villers-Bretonneux. And the war records, as a lot of your members would realise, both serving and veterans would know that the war records are quite accessible. So even as far back as World War I, day by day, you know exactly where we knew exactly where our grandfather was each day, when he was at the front, when he was injured, when he was billeted, when he was on leave. So we started in Villers and went all the way to Belgium and followed in his footsteps, and a very, very emotional trip it was too, Steve.
Okay, so that's sort of where the idea for pilgrimage started?
It pretty much was. I mean, I'm a singer-songwriter. Sorry, I'm just plugging this phone so it doesn't die. I'm a singer-songwriter, so I've always had an interest in sort of, like I said, my grandfather and uncles. And when we finished our pilgrimage, we were in Belgium, and we ended up at a place called the Diggers Rest, which is an inn in Belgium. And our grandfather fought with the 5th Division, and the 5th Division's memorial is in Belgium. And this innkeeper at midnight, my brother said to the innkeeper, Kev is a singer, so they found a guitar, and I sang for a couple of hours at this pub in Belgium. And then at midnight, the innkeeper took my brother and I up to the 5th Division's memorial, and this innkeeper said to me, Kevin, the diggers are all listening. Sing them Waltzing Matilda. So the mist was coming up off the ground. It was midnight. We saw all the war graves, and I sang Waltzing Matilda. And just a very emotional, sort of spine-tingling moment. Still makes me emotional. I know, it's very emotional. And when I finished singing, this innkeeper said, Kevin, they're all listening to you. And to this day, I think they were listening to me. So I sing at the dawn service here in Gerringong, where I live, and I wrote this song, Pilgrimage, and probably a little bit of a parallel to you in the current environment with the coronavirus. That every town, every person, every community, every nation's affected by the virus. And during wartime, the same thing. They were all affected. So I'm hoping that my song Pilgrimage is a bit of a virtual Anzac Day, because the Anzac Day services have been suspended. But people like Aussies and Kiwis for Anzacs, what you guys have done is so fantastic. I love everything about your site. I love all the posts from people, their family members, and today I've released my music video of photos from that trip, that pilgrimage, and photos that some friends and family members, cousins have sent me of their dads and mums and grandfathers and uncles, and some local guys. There's a local Vietnam vet. He gave me some beautiful photos, and everyone has a connection with military and defence. So my song Pilgrimage was released on the 3rd of April. It's on Spotify and iTunes. People can find me on Kevin Sullivan Music, or, very luckily, they're about to hear my music video, which was released today, and I'm sure you guys have it. So congratulations on the amazing job you guys are doing, and I look forward to some very special things happening on Anzac Day next week.
5:55 on Anzac Day?
I have 5 children, and we're all going to be out the front with a candle, and I'm lucky. I might even do a little tune. I do my song, and I have a friend of mine who plays the bugle. He's going to come round as well. So if you're in Gerringong, you'll hear a bugle. So
excellent.
At safe distance, he's going to be as well, though.
Yes. Keep the 2 foot. So excellent. Okay, thank you, Kevin, and for everyone listening, everyone catching this on the hashtag replay that we all do. Here is Kevin's song. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Well, that was a good start.
Extra one.
Okay, that was a good start. Now let's see if we can actually get the video happening, because that would be awesome. It is really good. Here we go. Should be this one.
3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, that's all right. What did you think of the interview though? Like, how good is Kevin? Like, okay.
Kevin is such a gentleman, and his wife Belinda, they're just a really beautiful couple, a beautiful family. I've had several conversations with them over the course of the last few weeks, and they're just really salt of the earth people.
Okay, I have the song. Let's go.
Let's do it.
He stands to attention. The bugle sounds the ode. His medals won so proudly. Not a whisper in the crowd. He watches as the slow march of the catafalque parade. Young servicemen and women got the wreaths already laid. 4:30 in the morning, so many years before. The crowd of goats and disarray, Gallipoli and war. He still can see their faces, their silence and their fears. When he hears a last post play, his eyes they fill with tears. But in the towns and cities, at memorials far and near, they say the words lest we forget on Anzac Day each year. That's why we should travel on a pilgrimage, please go. Let your fingers feel the sand on the beach at Anzac Cove. Walk to Cove of Vietnam on the western front of France, and when you see the men and women of the military shake their hands. My brother stood beside me, 100 years had passed. We joined so many pilgrims, hoping each one was the last. We hadn't been conscripted, but a ballot we had won. We stood in sullen silence where that battle had begun. A service to commemorate the Anzacs and the Turks, with the unknown soldiers' tomb that lies beneath this hallowed earth. That's why we should travel on a pilgrimage, please go. Let your fingers feel the sands on the beach at Anzac Cove. Walk to Cove of Vietnam or the western front of France, and when you see the men and women of the military shake their hands. Gallipoli was one campaign, but there's been so many more. I pray one day our children learn the price of all these wars. Yes, that's why we should travel on a pilgrimage, please go. Let your fingers feel the sand on the beach.
streets at Anzac Cove. Here at this dawn service, your tree grown from and out, lest we forget their sacrifice, we will remember them. Lest we forget their sacrifice, we will remember them.
How moving was that? That was actually, it's quite amazing, isn't it? It's a beautiful job that Kevin has done there, and what a trip him and his brother went on.
Got some background noises there.
That was it. The next YouTube video happening. But, yeah, wow, what amazing things, and pride in their family, and in the Anzacs that they learnt on their pilgrimage. So once again, thank you, Kevin, for doing that. And whilst I'm at it, thanks, Jay, for giving me the opportunity to actually do this and to meet and hear these amazing stories. So
we've got quite a lineup over the next few days. We've got, excuse me, a couple of musicians for you tomorrow. Then Monday, we've got Ivan Slavich from the Soldier On Foundation, or the Soldier On Group.
We do. Trevor Harwood.
Trev coming along to talk about his documentary and the Facebook group he runs, the Children of Vietnam Veterans.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, and I'm so looking forward to this one.
So you're joining me on Wednesday, aren't you, for this one?
Yes, I am joining you Wednesday. Yeah. We'll have Bill Barry and Terry James, the two other gentlemen that came up with the same idea, essentially. And we've been talking to each other since the beginning and merged all of our ideas. So I'm really excited that they're going to come along. So we've got both ex-ADF, one brigadier and a warrant officer, so CO.
Excellent. And I was going to say, we're going to put a couple of other little like pop-up ones. We'll have our standard sort of evening one each night, which will be the bigger interviews, but we're going to have there'll be a couple of other ones happening along here. I know OJ did a great story with her mum, so we're going to share that one. That'll pop up randomly one day during the week, and we'll have a few other little stories sort of through the week, and maybe some more music or whatever. But the big ones, 5:30 most evenings except for Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to have to go at 7, so which is fine. So we will warn you. We might end up finding something for 5:30 and do sort of a shorter one as a prelude to the bigger interview at 7. So we shall see how we go, because it is now it's now Sunday. I don't know, Sunday what? Sunday the 19th. So we've got 6 days left. You know, we've only got a week, less than a week.
6 days and about 5 hours, and we'll already be 4 minutes into the full dawn service. Yeah,
I know. That's just amazing, isn't it? I'm still in shock with what we have achieved in 4 weeks.
Yeah, basically in a month. And we haven't told everybody everything yet. There's a couple of big announcements coming next week. And for anybody watching, the app has been uploaded to the Play stores. We're just waiting for it to be approved and published, essentially. So it's sitting in a reviews.
That's the Android, isn't it? The Android version.
That's right. So Apple takes a little bit longer to be approved. Android's generally 2 to 3 days, and it's been sitting there for 2 days. So it should be literally any minute. In fact, I'm going to check the Play Store again now because I'm impatient, and I've been doing this virtually every hour. Where are you?
It does look good. The preview I've seen does look pretty exciting. So that's cool. The photo comp's still coming up. So don't forget, I'd show you. I've still got it sitting here, but it's been sitting here. Look, it's got all scribble over it now. I've given myself a fresh one. Well, I've been sitting here, and it's the piece of paper in front of me. So I've been scribbling all my notes about the interviews on there. So I will do a new one before I flash that one again. And the voting for the tattoo competition is still up as well. So go in and just, even if you just search on Facebook, in the Aussies and Kiwis group, search for tattoo, or go to the topics at the top of the page. There's topics, and you will find the competition in amongst the topics. You'll also find, memorials. You'll find ideas. You'll find
Music,
stories.
kids,
And yeah,
all
so
sorts
there's
of
a
stuff.
whole lot of things there.
If I'm
That's
not
the one.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the competitions are both listed in the announcements section as well.
Okay, cool. So we're trying to do everything so that, because we know that there's a lot of traffic on the actual page, which when you've got the time to sit and scroll through it, there are some amazing stories amongst that. But if you don't have time to sit and scroll through it and you're specifically looking for something, we have been trying to sort of put them together, put the announcements at the top, give everything a topic so that you can search the topics and it'll just bring up like the tattoos or the craft ideas, things like that. And all the videos, we've been trying to put all the videos in the video album as well. So you will, may just take a minute to find it, but you will find everything you're looking for, and you will find it at either Aussies and Kiwis for Anzac page or the Aussies and Kiwis for Anzac group. So go into either of those. The videos are all on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, you just lost it there.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah, I've missed what you said. I don't know.
I thought you said we'd lost the broadcast.
No, we just lost you. Ballarat's gone to sleep. It's time for you to go to bed.
I've had a big 48 hours. I had about 2 hours sleep last night. I went to bed, I think it was almost 4:30 by the time I got to sleep, and then I was up at 6:30, and it's now 12:30. So I'm surprised my eyes are open at all. What I was saying, though, was that towards the top of the page there, if you go to files, this is one of the ones that I've used a lot. Files is where you'll find the letterbox drops.
Good thinking. That's the one I want to do tomorrow. I've worked out what I'm going to do, but I need to go for a bit of a walk down the street and put it in some letterboxes on my street as well.
So do I.
Okay. Well, good night. I'm going to go because, I think we're both starting relatively early tomorrow. We've got lots on. So watch the page. There will be more things happening on the page. And thanks for joining me at such a lovely hour. Let's do it earlier.
I'll just pretend I'm in Western Australia and I'm fine.
Yeah. That's about it, isn't it? Righto. Good night, Justin.
Good night to you. Bye, guys.